welcome to the Healing Praxis, the introduction here. I don't know who you are, but hopefully maybe someday you'll contact me and I'll get to know who you are. All I can assume is that perhaps you're someone in need of some healing, or you know someone that's in need of healing, or perhaps you're just a fellow sensitive person like myself, and you just want to know this information just in case you run across someone that may need this help. And I tell you, just knowing this information helps to turn the tide on this, I want to just call it insanity, this insanity of disease that's really gripping our entire earth and is absolutely unnecessary, just doesn't need to be. So I thank you for coming along and coming to discover what how we can turn this around. Okay, so this is just sort of a brief introduction. Let me go ahead and let's just quickly define what is a praxis. According to the Oxford Dictionary, praxis is defined as a way of doing something. It's the use of a theory or a belief in a practical way, a habitual practice. Okay, in other words, it's a habit. Okay, we're going to go through 7 praxes, plural of praxis, yeah? And let me right now just give you a quick warning. I do have pictures that sort of keep me guided along here, but I do tend to sort of sometimes go off topic a little bit, and sometimes I get a little maybe over-passionate about things. I don't know. So just sort of be prepared for that. I'm certainly no professional. I'm just working from the heart here. So doing my best. Also, I know that I mentioned, if you came here through website, that these praxis are 100% free. It's absolutely true. You do not need to spend a penny, a penny more than you already are. I mean, you buy food already, right? Than you already are in order to implement these praxis. However, there are some catalysts, some things that may sort of jumpstart you on some of these praxis. I would be remiss not to mention those things. Okay, I'm here to help in healing. So those of you with funds, you may actually be able to take this a little bit further. But those of you without funds, extra funds, just perhaps a little more discipline will get you where you need to get. Okay, it's really, you honestly can apply these things for free. I just say that out there because I know people are always looking for the angle. Why would she do this? Why would she put all this effort into this? You'll come to see why I'm doing it. I truly am just fed up. I am just tired of seeing the sickness all around me, and I know too much to just keep quiet anymore. So I'm out here to share this with as many people as I can, okay? That's my angle. I do have one other angle, sorry. There's a charity that I'm directly involved with, and I don't know, it's sort of driven me. It's a wonderful charity. I'll tell you about it later, but in case somebody really appreciates this work, perhaps as a thank you, you could donate to the charity, whatever you can, $5, $20, whatever. So totally, that's my angle, okay? You don't need to look past that, okay? Back to the praxis that we're going to discover here. First of all, they're all going to adhere to Occam's razor, that the simplest solution tends to be the best solution. We all know that that's true, and you'll see that these praxis are truly simple. Also, all these praxis are going to require that you, let's say, take hold of your radical common sense. It's a phrase I borrow from Marilyn Ferguson, great book, Aquarius Now. You're going to have to dig down and, let's say, maybe throw off some of the, the things that we've been conditioned to think, and just sort of throw those things off and dig back down into your own logic, your own mind-heart connection to see that these things make sense, okay? And one other thing, all these praxis are going to sort of invite you, let's say, to grab the brass ring of health. This is not just about getting out of a state of dis-ease, yeah? This is about actually embracing. Okay, maybe you have to do that, but then once you get into sort of neutral territory, no reason why you can't keep on moving into super vitality, to probably experience, many, many people I would think anybody that applies these praxis, even one of these praxis, I mean, you're going to find they're very powerful. Even one of these praxis, you apply one of these, your life is most likely going to radically improve, okay? But, you know, there's really no limits as to how far you can improve, okay? All right, here's a little picture of a farmer. What's he doing? He's plowing under the ground, yeah? He's, you know, let's say plowing under the weeds, getting the ground ready for a new planting, yes? And I would say we sort of need to do this a little bit with our brains, okay? We're going to have to plow under some of the things we've been conditioned to think. And I know it's hard because these things have been really just drummed into our heads. We're going to have to sort of, you know, turn over the soil to get to some nice fertile soil, and plant some new seeds, some new truths, okay? Or another way of looking at it is we're going to have to sort of strip off some illusions, okay? We know this is the famous Wizard of Oz, yeah? And, you know, he was seen as all powerful, and, you know, anybody had a problem, who they go to? They go to the Oz. But he was a fraud, wasn't he? I mean, he didn't really offer anybody any help. It was just a grand illusion, yeah? So we're going to have to sort of see past some illusions that we've been swimming in. And I say swimming in, and I really fully mean that. And not even in just the health area. We're just talking about health here, but there's a whole lot of illusions that we're swimming in. And, you know, if you don't believe that, let me just give you a couple of examples, okay? Okay, guys, for you, she's pretty, you know, sexy girl there, yeah? Well, just for your information, that's actually a man. Okay, so there's a, you know, classic illusion, you know. This is a famous transvestite in Australia named Courtney Act, okay. Here's another illusion. This is an illusion that people in Africa have bought into. I was reading a book called Hand Sculpted House, and it's about how to build a house out of cob, you know, basically out of mud and manure and a little bit of straw, yeah? And sort of a little fantasy of mine that, you know, hopefully is going to come true. I'm working on it. You know, that I'm going to build my own house with my children. We're going to create our own house right out of the earth, eco-friendly, energy efficient, beautiful thing. Anyway, there's this wonderful company called Cobb Cottage Company in Idaho. They wrote this book, The Hand Sculpted House. And one of the authors, Leonto Evans, he's traveled all over the earth to study natural buildings, yeah? He was in Kenya, and they're known for their beautiful mud huts, you know. Okay, laugh, beautiful mud hut, but really, until you go into a natural environment, you should see. I mean, some of these homes can be really quite beautiful. So, but anyway, they're energy efficient. They cost nothing to build. You know, you build it with your own hands. You got, you know, some sense of pride. Anyway, he said he goes there and he sees people living in these tin shacks, you know, that you see there pictured to the right. And he's like, why in the world would you move into these? Why would you build these? And he said that their answer just absolutely floored him. That they said, well, you know, this is, everybody in America can live in a metal house, you know. So that in their minds, this equaled progress. So they walked away from what was natural onto tin shacks, which would cost them a fortune to build, you know, off of their, you know, what they earn, cost them a whole lot of money, rusts, hot in the day, cold at night, completely opposite of what you want, which is what a mud hut would serve. It's nice and cool in the day when it's hot. It's nice and warm in the evening when it's cool. Not to mention the loud racket that it makes when it rains. So, I mean, it's absolutely no way progress for these people, but they bought into that illusion. Okay? Let's look at another one. All right. Now, I include this one, you know, not to get anybody's ire up. This is not a political or religious issue with me. I'm just talking about just strictly from a lingual standpoint. Yeah? Feminism equals the right to abortion. I mean, I can think of nothing more antithetical to femininity than killing the life within your womb. Just let that sink in for a second. Again, I'm not talking about this from a moral standpoint. I'm just talking about this from a linguistic standpoint. Look at what we have been conditioned to believe. Okay, many people haven't fallen for this trick, but many have. I know I fell for it for a long time. One day I was watching the television, watching all these young, healthy, beautiful, sort of hippie women out there fighting for their right to kill what is in their womb, and it just